I need to. Yes, I do. Huh?
What do you mean by that?
I need ears.
Some ears.
I took them up and I put the bulbs away and I can't find them.
Really?
Yeah, really, I would lie to you. You know,
I'm gonna help you with the what? Oh, no,
don't
you
tell, don't, yes, yes.
Say,
Come on,
be quiet. Be quiet. Mine,
I'll be
they haven't
quiet.
came up yet.
No, I'm trying to tell you that I lost them. I pulled them up because I wanted to make sure that they come back this year, and I lost the bulbs. I don't know what happened to them.
Put them in the basement.
I did, but I don't. Hell, I want to know what you kids do sometime. It might have come with some dog curry or something. I don't know.
Minutes.
Oh, I'm going to on the table.
Okay.
If you move almost on the table.
Okay. Ooh, you and your daughter is doing it? Oh, that's gonna be really nice, honey. Is there any cost?
No.
No?
Casual.
Oh, okay. Do I have to dress up anything? Okay, thanks, honey.
You know that. When you become a father. When you become a father.
Like Jerry Springer.
Huh?
Like Jerry Springer. I got one day like, you are.
What happened when you asked me for a while?
Really? I'm sorry then. Mike Culture?
Oh, I get it. Oh, okay.
So what's your name?
Mr. Dalton Moss, D-E-L-T-O-N,
E-L-T-O-N.
M-O-S-S-C. Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Mike?
You at work? No.
Yeah, man, don't you discover these things? You need
Okay, ready? Done? solid indication. Okay, Secretary call the roll.
Sandy Collins,
Here.
Sheree Anderson, here, Amar Rasmus, Mike Rainey,
Here.
Tommy Dixon,
Here.
and Howard.
Okay, reading of the minutes.
Meeting called to order at 6:35 p.m. This is for May the 7th. By Chairperson Johnny Dixon, President Amar Russell, Michael Rainey, Sandy Collins, Johnny Dixon, Sheree Anderson, Howard Rollins at 6:45. Absent Michelle Jacobs and Hiram Hill. Citizen present, Mr. Jason Palmer of Boston Farm Church. Pastor Palmer gave some background information on his church and his commitment to the township community. His first Bible study will be held at the Recreation Center June the 4th at 6:45 p.m. to 8 in a classroom at the rate of $25 per hour. Service will be held here also on Saturday, September 6, 2014, from 6:45 or 8:15 a.m. I don't know. And he said, don't forget, Lost and Found Church will host their Family Fun Day, May the 17th, in the Civic Center Park, free of charge. June, the church will be giving away diapers. And July the 4th or 5th, they will sponsor a professional fireworks day at no cost to the Recreation Department. Director's report. In the absence of Hiram Harris, Director, Chairperson Larry Dixon provided his report. Accounts payable as follows. Motion by Amar Rasmus, supported by Howard Rollins, to pay AT&T $71.64. Motion carried. Motion by Amar Rasmus, supported by Howard Rollins, to pay Consumers Energy $1,997.27. Motion carried. Motion by Amar Rasmus, supported by Howard Rollins, to pay Lush Lawn $86 for 20 weeks in the baseball field at Metro Park. Motion carried. Sheree Anderson and Sandy Collins name. Motion by Sandy Collins, supported by Amar Rasmus, to pay Oakland County $66 for the swimming pool inspection fee. Carried. Accounts receivable. $717 was turned into the treasurer's office. As of April 1st, 2014, the Parks and Recreation bank balance was $51,454. As of May the 6th, 2014, for Sheree Anderson, the bank balance was $49,468.10. Motion by Amar Rasmus, supported by Howard Rollins, to accept the director's report. Motion carried. Motion by Howard Rollins, supported by Mike Green, to adjourn at 7:15. Motion carried.
Okay, we heard the reading of the minutes. Is there a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept those minutes with any necessary changes if there's any.
Supported by Mr.
I want to say that those people that did that baseball field, I was by there today. They did a very good job of killing the weeds in that field, which was much different than it was last year because it was, and that was one of the reasons why I said, nay, I do it myself. You know, and they did do a good job. You think?
I thought so.
Yeah, well, they did. They did.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Should we go to citizen comments now? Before?
Yeah, citizens' comments. Mr. Ford is present too, he may have comments, but Mr. Moss, he's a music instructor from Einstein Elementary School, and for those of us who did attend the classic car show, we brought the Einstein band down to kids and perform. He and I have recently had a conversation. He shared some information. He has an interest in doing a band camp here at our location this summer. And just wanted to say hello and kind of share a little bit about who he is and some of what his vision is for the band camp.
What?
Hello, everyone. First of all, I say thank you for having me here. Just to reiterate, my name is Dawson Moss Sr. I'm a music/band director. I've been teaching band since probably about 1999. And the ironic thing is I was telling Mr. Harris that my actual first teaching job was next door at the Academy of Oak Park under Dr. Younger and Miss Brenda Jones in 1999. I was there for a couple of years. And I have been teaching band off and on from there. I went back to school to try to finish up my certification for instrumental music education. And then I taught several years out in Inkster, and now I've been out here for a couple of years. Um, the name of my program is called Youth in Music. And Youth in Music has been around since 1999 when I first had the program here. What I've come to notice is that when I've been at a school long enough, that there's really not enough time in school for the kids to really get in-depth education for music and how to become musicians. So what I normally would do is I would take a summer out and have a day camp for the whole summer. The time would be from 10 to 5, Monday through Friday. And what we do is we go through extensive training in music theory, musicianship. Um, we also do ear training. We do sectionals. We have mentors come in to help out. And then at the end of the year, we will have a big concert. Usually we also have a special guest come in. Um, my, because of my experience in and around town, I usually get some of the jazz masters that can come in. If you know of any of the names that I'll mention, you'll see what I'm talking about. My actual direct mentor was Harold McKinney. If any of you know who Harold McKinney was.
Yes.
Harold was my mentor. He's the one that actually got me into teaching. Then also we've had Dr. Teddy Harris come and do some of my summer programs for me. Don Mayberry, if you know who Don Mayberry is on the bus. Marcus Belgrade was a good friend of mine, and he actually is a teacher of one of my own children. Racy Biggs, I can keep going on. So these are people that I know and I've played with overall. But overall, the most important thing for me is that I have seen a need for the kids in the community to be able to do more because they've cut music out of the school so much. At the school that I'm at now, we only have band during school hours, twice a week for 40 minutes. And with elementary kids, by the time I get them settled, sitting in, ready to go, and the teachers aren't complaining about them coming out of class, I only get 10 to 15 minutes to work with them. So I took a commitment to myself without even getting paid at that point in time to ask permission from one of the other principals at another school. And I took all three schools, all three elementary schools, and we had for 2 months after school rehearsals. And from where they came to, if any of you were there at the program on Saturday, those kids have only been playing for 3 or 4 months. And for them to be able to do that, that's an achievement within themselves. So I'm just saying, just imagine what I can do with the whole summer. And the most important thing is that this is something that I do have to charge for. And the reason why I have to charge is because there is fees that come to me. Fees such as I have to pay to help people help me. I can't handle 60 kids by myself. I am trying to do a complete full band. In order for me to do that, I have to rent instruments. And my rental fees alone will cost me almost $3,000. We're renting timpanis, percussions, big bass drums, all of that. We also rent at least 2 tubas, 3 or 4 baritones. We're going to have a full ensemble. And then, of course, there is whatever the lease agreement is that if we could be successful with this, whatever lease agreement is. So my fees will add up easily to between 5 to 8, depending on how many kids I have, $1,000 for the summer. Now, my charge for my program is $300 for the whole summer. Now, if anyone has ever done any type of program or know anything about a music program or music band camp, usually $300 to $500 takes care of just 1 week. But because we are in the economic situation that we are, and most of us are, including myself, he'll tell you I'm walking. So I didn't want to overprice the kids out of the program. I didn't want to overprice it. It's not me being selfish. I'm not doing this for selfish reasons. I see a need, And so, in making it affordable for the parents, I try to do the minimum that I can to make it successful for me as well as for the kids, and I can still be able to pay the bills. Off the top of my head, that's pretty much what I can think of. You know, one of the questions I always get is somebody asks me, what do I play? I play all band instruments. I teach all band instruments. My primary instrument at this point in time, I would say, is probably jazz flute. But I played piano and taught under Harold McKinney. And I originally started out at Wayne State as a jazz piano player. And when I changed over to education, I changed over to flute. Any questions?
The $300 per child, that's gonna include the cost of rental of the instrument?
The larger instruments, no. I've talked to two parents right now, where I know I'm gonna have at least two baritone, two bass, tuba players, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The tubas cost me $60 per month to rent. And I told them if they pay half of the rental, I'll eat the other half.
Okay,
So if it came to those students who had to have the larger instruments like the baritone,
right.
the baritone saxophones, so on and so forth, tubas, those instruments used to cost $45 to $60 per month. And on my application, it did say on there that $300, and there may be an additional cost based upon the instruments. And the parents already know that. But again, it's not something I'm sitting here saying, well, it's gonna cost me $60, I wanna charge them $90. I've already told them that if they can just do $60 of the rental, I'll eat the rest of it.
Okay, great, then you have some idea, introduction, you'll have at least so many students anyway in the beginning, you can count on that.
Right,
Okay, that's great.
the challenge is having to make parents aware of the urgency of getting the money in.
Right, okay,
That's the biggest challenge. So having the kids is not the issue, it's the
Okay.
point of having the parents understand the urgency of giving me money so I can pay
Right.
rent and get instruments and get
That's what I
bills.
was gonna ask, do you have a strong interest in students coming?
Do I have a strong
Is there a
interest?
strong interest in the students coming?
Yeah, if I can even look at my photo right there, I have, just from one school alone, 55 kids from one school. I have to call all the parents, talk to the parents. I don't leave it up to the kids. I talk to the parents, make sure the parents understand what the program is, how it works, so on and so forth. And that's just from one school. And I know that I cannot get everyone that wants to be in the program in. I can't have that many kids. And I only have a certain amount of instrumentation that I want to do this with. I have 10 trombones, so on and so forth. How many instruments I want to have in the program.
Make you, that's the question I was asking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What if a kid has his own, instrument?
Well, if the student has his own instrument, it's still gonna be $300 because the most important thing is that I'm eating the cost of the rental. The cost of the rental is added into what I say is gonna be my expectations of how much it's gonna cost me. Let's put it this way, if I had someone that was playing clarinet and I didn't ask them to purchase half of the rental of the clarinet, then that's 20% of the total cost of going towards the rental of the instrument, because it's $30 a month to rent a clarinet. So if I eat that amount, then my net from that student at that point in time, before we even get into the potential for books and the potential for paying the lease, is $240. And then we talk about the larger instruments, which go from $45 to $55 to $65. Then you're talking about $120, almost half of the summer fees will be eaten up by the rental alone. But because I have to do it, I have to try to meet them as much as I can halfway, if they're willing to meet me halfway.
I understand.
For beginners that don't know what instrument they want, at one point, would you have an instrument here for them to even try out to decide what they wanna do?
Good question. The reason why I said that's a good question is because we had our band sign-up sheets this week. And 75% of the kids said they wanted to play drums. The other 30 to 40% put down piano and guitar. So to answer your question is that the instruments are there. One of the toughest things is that kids are exposed to other things besides drums, piano, and guitar. And that's why it's important for me to have all the instruments that are there. Now, a lot of these kids have seen our band perform. They've seen the high school band perform. So once I start going and saying that these are instruments that I have available, let's try this. A lot of times with the experience of a good band director, you can look at a student and we'll give them a test, like if, excuse me for being funny when I say this, but if a person wants to play a brass instrument, we'll ask them to do something very simple. We'll ask them to do this. Because the brass instrument works by vibration of lips. If a student has a slow vibration, then we'll say, why don't we try to concentrate you on the trombone, the baritone, or the tuba. If a person does this and they go, and they do it that fast, then we'll say, let's look at French horn trumpet. Hand size has a lot to do with it, especially playing a woodwind instrument. We can look at a hand size and say if a person has a smaller hand, they'll be good for the clarinet and saxophones. If they want to play a woodwind instrument, we look at here for how they're going to be able to play the flute. So I can judge pretty accurately what a student is potentially going to be good for. And if necessary, if the instrumentation is there, if something happens, we've always moved the student around. I had one student who went through 3 different instruments before we found the right one for him. So we don't force a student on an instrument, because if you force them on an instrument, they won't play. It has to be their choice and they have to like it.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you provide insurance for your students in case something happens to them?
We are going to try to get the omissions insurance. We are going to try to get it. One of the things that we thought about, even if possible, if we can have a waiver. If we don't, when I'm not able to get errors and omissions insurance, then we'll try to get the waiver. But I am trying to get errors and omissions insurance.
And how much more?
And liability, sorry, liability insurance.
And how much more student incur out of the $300?
The most will probably be $60 because those again are the bigger instruments. So if I have 2 students that are playing tuba, we've already talked to their parents are going to do the $60.
And that would be every month?
No, that's just one time.
One time, okay.
That's just one time. I'm splitting the cost with them. Again, it's not that I'm trying to take money off the parents because I know how it is. I have 2 musicians.
Next question, is there a family group rate?
No, there's not a family group rate, but what I will do will allow the second child to be paid for during the second half of the session. So instead of having to come up with all the money for 2 students up front, if they can pay for 1 student up front, then if they can have enough time to pay for the second student by the second half of the session, then I wouldn't have a problem with it.
How many weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Now, my question, are you using a gym or a classroom?
Actually, that we discussed the potential that
Right.
with the amount of students I have the upstairs.
Right. Well, we talked about this back and forth to see potentially how we could make it fit, if we could make it fit. And, we roughly have 65 kids, 65, 70 kids that registered for day camp that are here. And 80% of what we do on the lower level of the building, main level of the building. Based on the fact he would be dealing with the arts and music, and he doesn't truly know how many students he's gonna have, but we know we probably get a minimum of, let's say, 40 students who want to participate to the max, and maybe what we get, 65 students, something in there. So my thought was, if he was to take the upstairs and take a couple classrooms upstairs to use specifically for the kids who are in band camp. When the kids come in, obviously, they're signed in. We could basically differentiate between kids with just a band, a different colored band. Because he's gonna have a staff of 3. And then obviously I have 6 individuals with Michigan Works, along with lifeguards, Jackie, myself, and Rick. So, the summer wears on, you know who's who and where they're supposed to be, but at least initially, you can identify them with a certain color wristband, rubber band, whatever you say, and know where that particular kid is supposed to be in band camp. The other thing is Ferndale schools through Chartwell, they supply the meals for the kids on the summer. So whether it's 50 kids, whether it's 150 kids, they would be privileged to eat every day, and that would be complimentary, there's no cost to it. He has field trips scheduled for his group that'll be taken. We have field trips scheduled for our groups that'll be taken, on Thursday, that field trip day, so that wouldn't, we have no bearing there. The mobiles come down every Tuesday. Of course, even kids who are in band camp they're not gonna wanna just do music every day, all day, all summer. But they would be, Oakland County sends us 4 counselors, so they would be able to take advantage on Tuesday of those mobiles that are out front and be able to utilize it. And as well, we talked about doing an independent swim session for, you know, the kids who are in band camp, even if it was just for an hour. Just an earlier swim session for them. We would have to determine if that would be every day or if it would be 3 days a week. But it gets hot, obviously the kids want to swim. And for water safety, it's like increasing the number of kids in the pool from, you know, 40 to 65 or 70 or 80 kids, even though capacity would hold the pool, we would just do another session strictly for the kids with the band camp. So that was the thought, because you can't, you know, just isolate the gym. Everybody wants to use the gym. But, so as I talked through it, we thought through it together. We figured, well, you take a couple rooms upstairs, and you can isolate them that way. They collectively, you know, we have different, almost like we do in school. We have a different lunch hour, you know, for the kids who are in band camp, and for the kids who are in day camp. We have a different time for swim sessions. They can both share and enjoy the mobiles outside, and I mean, it will increase our overall staff in the building. And as well, I mean, here gives us another teacher in the building, along with the peers that he would have, probably at least one more teacher that would be on his staff, or at least someone who's been working with kids for a substantial amount of time and teaching music. So that was our thought. The thing here is to come up, I mean, how do you come up with a number that's rational? And I'm sure that's something we'll have to discuss as a board. That makes sense, because you're talking 2 months, but the number I'm referring to is the rental amount that he would pay in order for the camp to be allowed to be housed here. I think we all would agree that, you know, it would be a wonderful thing for the community, a wonderful thing for the kids, you know, and a true need. So that's something we can discuss.
I have a question. When will it start as well? When is it?
June 23rd. June 23rd is the start date, and the concerts will probably begin, I believe it's the August 23rd. And we will take a couple of days off for 4th of July, the Thursday, Friday. With the 3rd, I believe, is a Thursday, so that Thursday, Friday, we will take off.
Okay, another quick question. On top of, since he is incurring the cost and he's charging, my thoughts and my suggestion would be to, not only charge him for the cost of a room, of what we would probably normally rent the room for somebody that's occupying that room for that time, but also do like a 70-30 split to where, cause we required have to pay the bills of electricity as well, and we can't run off air, so it would be only cost effective when we can actually benefit as well in getting some funding to the recreation center. That would be my suggestion. And I think it's a good program, but I think definitely you'll have to have carrying with liability insurance in case something were to happen.
The liability insurance is not an issue. You know, I've been looking into it. Like I said, my main thing is that I'm in a classroom from 7:30 to literally 4 or 5 o'clock. So I don't have the time while school is in to concentrate on those things. But once school is out, I can concentrate on those.
Okay. So you anticipate having everything in place before the 23rd of June?
Yes, yes. If there is a negotiation of anything outside of, you know, what my original proposal is, it would honestly be tough. The most important thing, one thing about myself, I'm a very honest, straightforward person, is that because of the costs that already occurred, and if you look at what I'm saying, that even if I take the smallest instrument, which is a clarinet or a trumpet, it costs me $30 a month to rent that instrument, and it costs me 2 months to do that, then that leaves me at $240 it is per person, per student. Then you take a look at that from the point of saying how much it's going to cost me an average per person to have to pay rent for 2 months at a place. That's not leaving me much. And, you know, I'm not doing this to make a profit, but I am doing it also to make a living.
I think we all understand that. What's gonna happen is we're gonna talk together about this thing, and each one of us might have individual thoughts. But collectively, we're gonna come up with whatever it is with, our director and us, and, we'll determine what's best for everybody.
And just,
If we want the program.
just to finally say that I'm hoping that this, if we are successful this summer, and we are able to do this, a long-term commitment between us.
Right.
Right.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we'll have to we'll come up with a, reasonable amount, you know, to come up with,
Yeah, we do this.
to make sure that it's happening.
We're gonna work with you. We
What's the
appreciate
age
you.
group? I'm sorry.
3rd grade through 7th grade.
30 through 11?
No, 3 through 7. 2nd graders going into 3rd grade, and
Oh.
6th graders going into 7th grade. I'm not trying to target middle school or high school, especially because of where most of the kids are coming from. That's getting into Mr. Level, where he has his band camps for his marching band.
Okay.
So I don't mess with Mr. Level.
Where is this camp?
I have no idea. I
It doesn't do.
He has his band camps. I know he has. Yes, he does.
That's right, high school.
He has them at the high school. He doesn't do overnight band camps. He just does his morning sessions and his evening sessions there. And I've never really been with him since he has done his band camps at Oak Park. I was with him when he did his band camps in Inkster. So I'm not sure exactly how he does it here, but I know that his camps are starting right around the same time, right after, summer school is up.
All right, we're gonna work with you.
All right,
Make
thank
sure
you.
we get it done. We appreciate you. We need more like you out here.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Man, my man.
If there's anything else, or?
We appreciate it.
All right,
Yeah,
thank you.
well, he'll get back with you with, all the necessary stuff that you need to do.
Okay.
Just send somebody over there teaching you how to sing, man.
Like I said, that's the one thing I can't do. I can't sing. Y'all have a good evening.
All right, buddy. Yeah, I need to learn how to sing. And then I get to the instruments. But in the meantime, I want to holler and scream. Oh, sing.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm silly. I'll probably be throwing eggs up there at me.
What, 5?
Get lunch too. Yeah, 10 to 5.
Some people actually, instead of playing video games, they like it.
Well, I'm proud of that.
Cause you know, kids be on the video games 6, 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Maybe.
What do you get back?
No, I'm sure that I'll probably discuss with him about cost or whatever it is, and,
Yeah.
you know, he'll probably relay to us with, you know, some concerns, especially some of these concerns that we might have. You know, with that, it might be in line, but right now, we don't know nothing about nothing.
Still use
You
our
know, we ain't got no numbers.
Still use our carriers, have
Yeah.
recreation added.
Yeah, that's what I-
On there.
It's an addition, it's,
Even if he can't get here.
exactly.
Well, that's what a community center is for. I have programs for the kids.
So, don't worry about that.
That's definitely.
Which son? That one. What baby he had? He told me that. I didn't believe him.
The daughter 18. I said, you graduated from there.
Well, he didn't.
You gotta fight
I
it.
told him, but I don't like.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm sorry.
All my boys.
Well,
Oh,
you know you were.
I'll be up early.
Let me say, he will have about 60 kids, he's got kids.
I'll say you got at least 40, at least 35 or something. Basically, kids who be in it from school and, their parents want them to be better.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. There's more practice to do
Something to
together.
do, something being out, doing nothing in the summer.
So, so,
You
you wanna throw some numbers on Hiram, or,
We can get to.
You got-
Yeah, I was just waiting on the chair right now. I know that you had stepped out, so I just think that you just probably waiting on you to return back to your seat.
Yeah.
Okay.
so go ahead, yeah.
Okay. Clean Commission, Park Commission. I guess my concern is, Mr. Chair, and it's the letter that I received again from Commissioner, Anderson, this in reference to the repair work that was done in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if this gonna be agenda item tonight or not. I can, address this tonight.
We can address
I
it.
can wait until she's gonna put it on the agenda. I can address it then, because again, by interpreting this letter right here, it made me think it's, something wrong, which is nothing is wrong with this letter, cause all this was done prior to them coming into office. And
Yes,
the
matter of fact, you
information-
can go on and address it now,
And
since
the
it's here.
information that
We don't want to get
From what
letter.
I'm reading in this letter is that you've been looking high and low for information, you still haven't received information. Again, I made phone calls there, I got the information, I thought they was gonna fax the information down to me today, so I can have this information for you guys tonight, so we can bring this to a conclusion on who did the work out there, so this can all be taken care of. Tomorrow, if this information, cause they supposed to be faxing the information, if this information do come tomorrow, I will have this information, Mr. Harris. Director Harris, I will get for this information to you, so we can bring this to a conclusion. Again, like I had mentioned at y'all meeting back there, the work was performed through the Oakland County Drain Commission. Where you was looking at, Sherry, was not the right avenue that you're looking at. I did contact the person who did the work, they will be forwarding this information to me. I will have that information, give it to her, and we can bring this to a closure. And I will address all your concerns in writing to you as well, on your first letter that I received, in addition to this letter here. Okay? You can
Mr.
speak.
Ford,
Go
I
ahead.
wanna also elaborate on what your comment was, in reference, the reason why I actually sent you another letter, and it was basically to clarify, anything that was done to the sinkhole at the time. Cause it definitely was new pavement paved after the incident occurred with the inspections. Per me calling the Royal Commission County Drain Commissioners out, they definitely told me that they did not, they didn't own it, they don't normally do it. I did see in an email that you did get an invoice from them, but nothing was further, no further contact. I do have here from the Drain Commissioner, a Chuck Lawhorn, who states that they did not do any recent payment work for the drainage you're talking about. I can't give you a copy of this, I thought I did.
I don't need a copy of that.
And I also gave a direct map of what drains they actually were responsible for and which ones they weren't responsible for. A drain that does not belong to them, they don't normally do the work unless they are gonna get paid. So what I'm just asking from both you all, at this particular point, you had a substantial enough time to provide just the work scope of who done the work and what was done to it, because that's kind of.
Well, Mr. Harris, we didn't get a bill or nothing from that, did we? I don't see where the
Okay, let me.
thing is, we didn't get a
Chairman,
bill.
I'm gonna clear this up right now, again.
We didn't get a bill, so.
Okay, listen, first of all, this work was already looked into before you guys got on here, okay? It's been ongoing to get this fixed, okay? Now, when you guys came in, everything was already on the table, all the information before. This is work come through the township based on the need that it need to be taken care of. No parking rec didn't have the money. This money come out of the water sewer drain. The information, the people that, who she talked don't know nothing about it because they're a person that not in that department. I deal with the situation. I negotiated, I ran the project, I found the right folks, we came down here, we looked at everything, they wrote up everything, okay? And from what I was told today, that work order was designated to another area. The area that was designated to it for some other catch basin work that was done out here. They pulled the work order up today, that's why I was hoping to have that today, so I can give it to y'all so we bring closure on who did the work and everything. Now, Father, no, they don't own the right of way because no, this is private property, but it's township owned. When it's township owned, if it's a need or if it's an emergency, and if I go down and sit down and get everything organized, recreation, none of this money was taken out of recreation. It came out of the water sewer drain department. They fixed that. So you
Oh.
guys didn't have nothing. All I had to do was just find out that it was an emergency. This one trying to get it to understand. So the folks who she told, no, they didn't know nothing about it because she didn't go through the right department for that. But in all essence, I would have this information tomorrow. I will give it to you, Hiram. It'll tell you exactly who done the work, when the work was done. Okay?
Thank you,
I
Mr.
I
Ford.
would have that, so we can just put the rest, I know you sent me a letter, I just hadn't had time to do anything, the information I was looking for, I didn't receive it, so I had to wait. So I would have the information tomorrow, and you guys would know exactly what went on,
Okay,
and
well,
where
you
the
can,
account that it was charged, because it was not charged in recreation.
that's my concern, it wasn't charged to
If
us.
that's what she
So-
think, it was not charged in
It's not
recreation.
about, number one is that the reason for it being inspected and having any work done and performed to it is because it was actually a problem that was in the inspection. That sinkhole in the parking lot near the sewer could have been possibly a problem that was causing, sinkhole underneath the craft room. And so
Well,
what was happening was supposed to,
they came up with-
camera was supposed to go
They,
through there.
they said that wasn't the problem.
But camera never went through there,
But,
period.
I mean, but the experts said
All
that,
I can tell you is
it
that
wasn't
a
the
problem.
work
She
that
don't
was,
need experts.
the work that was initially
She's
said that was
expert.
going to get done, so far, we haven't gotten any information on it, because you say he's going to provide that
well,
information.
we didn't pay for it, so I'm not even interested in that deal. Go ahead.
My concern here is, and I'm not beating up on you, Sheree, but I do not appreciate you doing things independently on your own when you have a whole body here, writing letters, making complaints about what's going on around here.
Helen, this has been something that's been
Regardless to
done
that,
for
you
a
are
long
you're
time.
not one commissioner,
I
you have
have
a
a right, if
board.
you don't wanna work collectively and you don't wanna do your job, I
You're
can't
not
make you.
working collectively,
But you're
you're
not
going
gonna
behind
say, well,
us writing
I'm
letters.
not- You got one, you were informed. Period.
That's
I don't
my
have
co-
to,
that's
I don't
my
have to, I don't have to wait
That's my
until you
comment.
decide
Give one
to
the
do
same day of the
anything.
actual
I just
meeting.
like, this is something that
That's
does
my
not have to
comment.
be voted on for me to get the information.
No,
from
but
Mr.
you
Hill.
acted independently, like you, the commissioner by yourself,
I'm a
like you, the
commissioner, I'm a
director.
commissioner, and to me,
So,
since
like
I've
you
been
the
here, you all
chairperson?
have failed to do your obligation and your statutory duties.
I have a question. I have a question. Would it be
Incredible.
better, would it be better if Ms. Anderson had a concern that we might or might not have ourselves, that when she has this concern, that she,
Share,
yeah.
don't go behind us and write letters.
We've been asking that,
We've been asking that all the time.
All the time, never got
You
Well, I
that.
have.
But now,
There's certain things that's
we got
emergency
it, we got
situations.
it.
These are old letters that have not been addressed, so there was time that has last been addressed, and it has been brought back to the board on more. I have given him 2 letters as
Well-
well as spoken to
Well, he
him.
addressed that one, so
So,
it's not a big
This
issue.
is an emergency situation.
It's-
You
it's-
have been given an email
It's not,
as well as a letter.
it's not a big, it's not
What
a
are our
big.
statutory duties though?
It's really not a
Can
big.
we agree
I just
to
made
find
my
out?
statement,
Can
that's
we-
all
It's
I
really
made.
not a big.
Can we agree?
You got
can we
somebody
agree that
slandering the
now
whole
on,
board,
if she has
talking about
any
statutory
concern,
duties.
We're gonna
If
agree,
she
we're gonna
contacts
agree,
somebody
we're gonna
else
agree and
in
move
the-
on to old business.
That's slander
And
right there. How you
move
gonna say
on
you
down
got
the
no
line.
statutory duties? That's
Come on,
slander.
come on. We're gonna move on, is
You
there
can't lie
any
on
old
people
business,
in front of
anything?
people. That's a lie.
Anybody wanna bring up anything, or any new business?
I'm
Everybody.
sorry, say it again, Mr. Dixon.
I
Not
said
doing our
old
statutory
business or new
duties.
business, and then we're gonna go on to the director's report.
Well, we definitely have some concerns, because when I came over here this past week, there was a water leak that was leaking really bad, from ceiling in the front and the corridors. Don't know, where it was from, looked like whether it was a pipe bust or not, but it was a really big puddle to where it was creeping up on the vending machines.
Can we put that on the agenda?
Um,
We can discuss it right now.
Are we gonna discuss it right now?
That's what she's doing.
Yeah, no, but, alright.
so
So,
I guess what he's asking is that I make a motion to put my concerns that's
Yeah,
here in
on the
this
agenda.
letter, the emergency concerns that need to be addressed on an emergency basis, that we put these emergency concerns on the agenda for tonight. In reference to addressing them.
okay, you can go now, we can do it right now.
Okay, the ceiling link, Mr. Harris, have you found the problem, the water source problem? And what was the cause of the leak?
We had, union roofers to walk the roof, and basically, they determined that it started to fix actually 16 roofers, the back end by the locker rooms. We looked at this up here, And it doesn't appear, that can't be coming from the roof, because the roof is 2 stories high. What's above that, the ceiling, is the bathroom.
Okay.
So it appears that it may be a pipe leak. But,
And then there's also concerns, like when you pull up in a parking lot, as you come in, a little bit past that little walkway, there's a water leak, and I showed you. And it's consistent with maybe it is a pipe leak. So, over the weekend, were you able to get someone to fix that problem?
I haven't, Sharif, addressed any of this to that extent because of a couple things. One, what Helen has shared. This is a board, it's a board of commissioners. Any directives coming to me are gonna come from the board of commissioners. Now, just looking at this, kind of just give you some sense, it's a couple things. First of all, have you all seen this?
I just seen it.
I just got it.
Just got
today.
it.
Today.
Have you seen it?
Just got
I
it.
just got it today.
Did they get copies?
Today, we just got them at the meeting.
That's not what was in
What,
it.
what mean? Let me.
No, I haven't seen that at all.
A copy of this.
Whatever I'm giving you, they got a copy.
No, we don't.
What's that?
Yes, you do.
Where is
Just saying they didn't get them.
I just got it today.
You just got 2 envelopes, so you should have 2 envelopes.
I got one on.
Mike, you got any
Was
little?
that in there?
I've given, I gave 2 envelopes.
Do you have one of these?
I just got it today. I got 2 envelopes.
Letter?
Yeah, I got that one right
Let
here.
me see.
I got it.
You got this letter?
That's the very first one I
You got
sent.
it?
That's the very
You got
first
it?
letter I sent, and then I followed it with you and Mr. Ford's letter.
All right, so have you seen,
Yeah, I just seen it.
all right, a couple things, the security of the building, the alarm is on the building,
There was no alarm when I came to the building.
okay? I can't make, I'm not gonna, debate it back and forth, I'm simply saying to you that the alarm is on the building, and the practice is to set the alarm on a day-to-day basis, and that the doors in the building are locked. All right, the leak, the water that was coming in, that leak has been there 3-4 years. There was not water near the vending machine, it was not causing a potential hazard.
When I came in the day it was.
But just, again, just to address it.
All
The
right.
wall that you, the cubby hole on the outside, Mike was given a memo 30 days ago, approximately 60 days ago, to put a board up and secure it on that cubby hole. We put the board up, but the board was not secured. So I've done another memo to Mike, basically asking Mike to secure the hole.
When I came over here also, the computer rooms were not locked as well. So upon shutting up the door, the facility, that's part of the reason why I asked for a checklist. These ways, certain things can get checked off, you're doing your part, you're doing your job, and somebody's held accountable for whoever was in, whoever left out the building last. Because when I came over here, as you stated, that the alarm, we do have alarm, the alarm was not on at all, and the building was not secure. As well as, there is some doors that are blocked, that's in the gym.
The security doors in the gym, the back 2 doors, you can walk right out of those doors. You can open them up and go out of.
So where is,
The 2 security doors in the gym that are locked are doors that prevent an individual who get in the building from being able to get wherever they want to go in the building. So
The
we
fact
keep
is, if
those
they're
doors
locked,
locked.
it is a fire risk and you cannot lock them. Regardless of what the point is or why you have them,
Who
you
told you
cannot
that?
lock them and you have to
Where'd you get that from? Who told you
Building's
that?
not occupied, it should be
When
locked.
we came in the building, and this is
Who is
where I'm
we?
at, if
Who
we,
is we?
see, I can't believe nothing you say.
Who is
I
we?
can't trust nothing she say. I don't know if you tell the truth.
We, when we came into the building, who was we?
You slaying her last time.
Show, what,
me and my
show,
son,
I tell you what.
me and my son and Mike came into the building.
You show, you
got on
show what
camera?
you talking about on paper.
When
I'm
me
not,
and
I've
Mike
never heard of that.
Came into the building,
I've never heard of that.
I witnessed,
But
like
those
I
doors
said,
supposed to be unlocked.
a very substantial
Making up
water.
stories though, Sheree.
I'm not making up
Can't
any
believe what you
stories.
say.
It
You
doesn't
got- That's why you
matter.
gotta come to the
It doesn't
commission.
matter if you believe it or
Cause all
not.
you do is make up stories.
If you
and
don't wanna act
argue.
on it, then you fail to
No,
do your
half
job
these things
again.
are already
And no why
done.
you fail to do
These
your
things,
job.
6 of these
You
things
will
are
be held
already
accountable
done.
for it, so it doesn't matter what you say.
You just want to debate. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
it's not about me debating, I'm
So why
merely
y'all
stating the
I'm
facts.
sorry. All right, I'm
that-
sorry.
The facts is that
I'm sorry.
it's a fire hazard,
Okay,
and you have to,
you address it.
Right.
block the doors,
Receive.
period. So we are addressing all this tonight. And,
Are
probably
we?
a water leak, and you said it was over 4 years now? And
We have a roofing problem.
but you just said it
Potentially-
really doesn't look like a roofing problem, it looks like
potentially it
maybe
may
a
not
piping
be the
problem
roof.
from the bathroom.
We don't know.
If you could, I've addressed the things that could be addressed if you receive a file.
Yeah.
I make a motion to receive and file these letters sent by
I
Commissioner
wanna know what
Anderson.
is anybody gonna do about the things that's on the list, is anybody gonna
We've already
take
done
any
it.
action?
We've already
Just
done
give
it.
you the comments.
There's a motion on the floor, guy, there's a motion on the
Oh,
floor.
second, I'm sorry.
Okay,
The
then,
motion is, I
the
would like
motion
to
to
make
be,
a
the motion to be,
motion.
placed on file and second by Amon. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
I make a motion.
It's not up
The
to you
motion
yet.
that I make,
Make a motion. Make a motion to what?
the motion that I make is to address the problems that's on this letter, as well as receiving and filing. But you address the emergency problems
We
today
just addressed
by
it.
bringing a plan of action
That's a motion?
And placing
Where's it, you get a second?
in effect immediately to address the
You get a
emergency
second?
issues. That's my
There's no
motion.
second.
I'll second.
All in, wait, we can call a roll.
I don't really understand you can do that when you
Wanna
receive
call
and
it
file
what?
something, but.
Right. You can't, we receive and file.
We receive and file, that's the name of that tune. But if you wanna vote on it, we can vote on it. Secretary, call the roll.
Wait a minute, what am I writing?
What are we?
No.
She made a motion to
She
solve
made a
some of the
motion to-
problems that we got on
But we
the,
just agreed to receive and
To
file.
solve
already
a
addressed
plan
it.
of action.
Both,
yeah,
Oh, there's only one
you
letter.
know, it goes plan of action, to solve.
The emergency is the one we receive and file. You're saying both, what are the other?
I have
No.
a question again,
No,
because I
no,
asked this
no,
question.
wait a minute, hold on. We just had a motion to
Receive and file.
receive and file her letter.
for which letter?
Yes,
The emergency concerns
emergency
with
letter.
safety and health.
Now she wanna make a second motion.
no, she can't, no, we're done with this one. I'm trying to let her write this stuff up here.
That's the date for May the 29th.
Yes.
Question. You said that you addressed some of these things, and those are concerns that she had that you addressed. What do you know about my
You just said you heard the
I
conversation.
heard, yeah, that's what I'm asking, but did
See
you
the
look at
file,
it?
we do it. You don't have to delay with this, and talk
Done.
about it after. Right.
You ready, Helen?
Yes, I'm ready. Oh. Mike Rainey.
What is the roll call?
She wants to,
Solve, do a plan of action, or
On-
solve
on
the
that
issues
letter.
on, from the letter May the 29th, 2014.
No, I gave it to her.
Nay.
All these people. In address.
Call her.
Simple things.
Sheree Anderson.
Laura not being on. Those
You
were
made the
things
motion.
addressed already.
Yeah.
These things I think we go.
Sandy Collins,
I can hear
she made the motion, you supported it.
you. Yeah.
Amon Rescos?
No.
Howard Rollins, no.
you can ask me.
You're the chairperson.
Did you ask
Charlie
me?
Dixon?
No.
What she asked me. See that, for a solution to all these things, and it's already been done.
It's already been
But it
done.
don't seem like it, but if we want it on the record, that all those things that she said tonight was already done, you should put it on the record that it was done already. That's all I'm saying. Because, I mean, we're going.
It hasn't been done, all of it.
Director's
You
report.
can't-
I make another motion too.
Yes, you did.
I make a motion to amend our budget.
Let's,
Well, wait a minute.
we're going to the director's report.
I have another request to add another agenda item, cause we need to amend, for us to pay our bills, we need to amend our budget, because we cannot pay our bills.
That's part of the director's report.
And it needs to go in the minutes.
everything can't fall underneath the director's report, the stuff that we need to be doing.
So who are you to tell us that?
Let her, she's like disrupting me.
Like you know everything.
Like I said, I just wanna make a, I just wanna make a
I don't
request
believe
to add and
we don't
amend the
believe
budget.
I don't believe it.
Doesn't
Come on, let's
matter
go
what you
see,
believe.
hey. Come on, go to the
I make a
director's report,
request
guys.
to amend the budget line items where they're out of budget.
That's in
and
the
increase
director's
them.
report. We
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
gonna
second
take
second
it.
that motion, because it's gonna have to be done, but I second that motion.
It's in the director's report,
I
though.
understand that.
Right.
I
But
make
we
the
can- but we
motion.
can move on.
Yeah.
All right.
So if you don't wanna write it down, it's recorded.
What's
We
the
will
report? Is that you
second
disrupting the
motion, even though it's
meetings?
in the director's report.
Oh, you turned it off, all the time.
So we're gonna do that
Yeah,
now.
that's good.
We can do that, amend the budget.
That was, it was a lot. It rained. So what's on the floor? Is this
The budget,
She made a motion, Mike second.
we moving on, we gotta do it anyway.
I mean, yeah.
Ask the
Whatever. I gotta start bringing money in.
Call the roll.
We haven't heard what it is
Yeah, she said she wanted, the motion was
to amend the
to
budget.
amend the budget. And he seconded it.
The only thing you need to do is just call all in favor.
All in favor?
You want me to explain to them, Sheree, what's going on?
No, you can go ahead.
She running the show, might as well, huh?
Right, we met with, well, I met with, Mr. Cunningham. What you're looking at is bills for this year have been higher than anticipated. And that was based on the fact that obviously we had a real harsh winter. So what I've done is put together a request, budget amendment form, to move funds out of, 3 different funds in order to cover the heating costs for the remainder of the year. So as you see, fireworks taking $2,500 from fireworks, $4,000 from electricity, and $3,500 from repairs and maintenance. Which is $10,000.
Cover the heating bill.
Right. So
That should,
that should cover the heating bill.
cause we're gonna use the heat in these next 3 or 4 months.
Right, and this is the appropriate form to do it, right? So we have a motion to move these funds, cover the heat bills. We appreciate it.
Okay, there's a motion in order to,
My motion that we move the funds.
We approve this budget amendment.
Can you announce it's being moved and transferred?
Just announce it, say fireworks,
right
electricity,
there.
repairs and maintenance.
There's the numbers the number correspond
When you
with
go
the
for
list.
What I asked, and I guess for, so it can be reported for the record. Fireworks, $25, electricity, $4,000, maintenance.
No, that doesn't, that's not
Repair for
necessary.
$3,500.
But that's what I just said.
Yeah.
You just said that.
It's not
You
necessary.
just said it in a
She
different
offered
way.
something today.
Motion is, can I get a second on the motion?
I motion, you
You made the
support.
motion, I support the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
I got a question with the
You
budget.
just have to do,
The unemployment,
my name,
compensation is, it's in a negative.
Supervisor.
Do we wanna amend this line item so we can cover the cost of the money that is already,
I was
Yeah, really.
told that they're working through that to see why that's over, because it should not be. So before we do anything to that, we gotta get confirmation that that is a viable problem or issue.
Well, what?
Mm-hmm.
The unemployment conversation, we're
That's
over
over.
budget at that number.
Under budget. We need to add funds to that line item.
But you said you would address it with Donna and there's
There you
going
go,
to
get confirmation.
get confirmation on that.
that.
So we can
And can you be bringing
bring
that to
this
us
back up at another time.
There you go. I'll bring it to the next board. Sure.
So where we at? We got director's report, and we just,
We just took care of the budget thing that she had asked us to do.
old, new.
We're still on the director report.
There you go.
All right. At the top, let me just start with band camp. We just recently, 20 minutes ago, heard a presentation by Mr. Moss. The biggest thing with band camp is coming up with a number as far as what you all would like to charge for a rental amount for the camp to actually be housed here. If you use the formula that Sharia suggested, you just say $25 an hour, you know, for a room, then you'd be looking at, what, $200, potentially $400 a day, in order for that band camp to be housed here. So we price them directly, out of the recreation center. So the question becomes, what do you all feel would be fair in order to be the housing program and bring, the arts to the community and bring something different here as far as the program?
Yeah, so, idea.
I know that he wouldn't be able to pay, $2,000 or $3,000 a month. I'm talking 2 months. Rationally, my mentor was saying about $1,250. But you all have to determine what you all feel is fair for the 2 months. $1,250 a month for 2 months, so $2,500 for the summer.
Could we possibly go with,
Discuss.
giving him a flat rate and kind of being a little bit more lenient on the hourly rate if we are charging him a 70-30 split? So what I'm saying is, for instance, you got a child, we know the child is definitely gonna spend $300. So out of that $300, we want 30%. That's not much. And then per, the rental, I think we should be able to come with a flat rate as opposed to an hourly rate form.
Just based upon what you're talking about, say the $2,500 would be based on 10%, which would be $25,000 you'd have to generate from the bill. If he got 40 students at $300, 40, it would be what, $12,000? Mm-hmm. And 20% of $12,000 is $2,400. $2,500 isn't bad, because that's a little more than 20%, it's about 25%, 24%, something like that. And I don't think that's something that's too bad. Now, he's basing on 40 students too. And whether he gets 20, 30 students or 40 students,
Or
we
65
still
or
get
70.
yes ma'am. But if we get it on the low end, that doesn't sound unreasonable, is what I'm saying. I think it's good.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that the $2,500, just based on what you were talking about, is a reasonable figure. That's what I'm
Okay,
talking about.
well, what do we get, I said 70-30.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at a 30% off each $100.
Yeah, 30.
So we're looking at it like, for instance, it's $30 off his package, right off rip that will go to us, per student, that's per student. Okay, now we're talking about a rental for just a rental of the room. Instead of charging him, because he said he evaluated and he actually did by per hour with the rental cost. And I said, just take away the rental cost per hour and just come with a flat rate. Still implementing the 30-70 split, per child, because that way we get something off each package that's sold, period. Because, and that's why we able to be a little bit more lenient on the rental of the rooms. So I'm just saying this,
If you use that formula, so which, I mean, I can understand your mental is saying.
because if he gets
give-
70
give
as
us-
opposed
give
to
us a
40,
third, right, but here it is. If it's $300, potentially it's theirs. 33%, so basically saying $100 off each kid. So that number for the summer, if it's 40 students, it's gonna be $4,000. If it's 60 students, it's gonna be $6,000. Now, mind you, I would rather have a larger amount of money coming through the door as well. That gentleman is not, he's
just
not
let
gonna
me
agree
get
to it.
$100 per child. Give me your figures.
We said 30%.
30 times 3.
30, I said 30%,
That's
30,
$90.
right,
That's
that's
$90. You just round it up to 100.
So,
30%.
We're just
Hey,
doing the
$30,
rental of the
$300,
room, right?
What you,
Not the, what he gonna get for the
what
kids,
would
just
you
go
go
with the
for?
room
That-
and
that's
move on.
it's $1,200.
Well, that's true.
A month.
Yeah.
Or
I like that. So,
$2,500
okay, well, maybe we
Mine.
come up, because you know what, I actually did come up with those figures, but I actually was thinking it was actually 10%, cause I said $30, so you know, I didn't, that was just my, so I wanna say this, by his being a little bit high, you know, being like $300, maybe we could do like the $30 per child, and then charging him a flat rate per, the rental though. Or, well, or just still give him, still
What do
do
you-
an hourly rate?
What do you think it becomes?
One or the other.
I think it'll be comfortable with $1,250 a month.
I do too.
I wanna make a motion that we charge them $1,250 a month for the, rental of the, classrooms and the
But
rest.
that's just the rental. And I think that's a fair price for
It's a
everybody
motion on
to
the
do.
table.
But I just think, what you're saying is that in your motion,
Anybody wanna say that?
in your motion,
Motion.
you're not getting anybody to.
Who are you? You're not the chairperson. I said there's a motion on the floor.
And I'm
No,
not
look,
clarification
do your
with the
motion
motion.
again, man.
I
Do
gotta
your
do it again.
motion.
She
Cause I
missed it.
didn't, do it again.
I wanna make a motion that we charge $1,250 per month for the, band camp for the use of the classroom.
And
The
that's
motion
it.
is on the floor.
And that's it.
A motion is on the floor for
Support.
$1,200 a month
Support.
for 2 months for the band camp, which is
I mean, how we
8
gonna
weeks.
charge for his students? We just want the rental for the
Get the roll
room.
call, man.
And then we can go, next year we can go for the.
All in favor, or do you want to
Let's get our
have a roll
foot
call?
in the door.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
Let's move on.
One day.
Alright, the other issue, the liability, so there's two things. We have a waiver. Each student that registers will have to complete the waiver.
No, that's not our program here. He has to have a carrier. And,
He has it,
he has to have.
each kid will sign the waiver and register, okay? He's gonna work to get his liability insurance as well. But
We gonna work with
please
these
put
guys.
that in minutes. Next thing I have, this is the outline, I think we did this a couple months ago, that's the outline for some of the bill payment. For some program. I just need approval for the summer program outline 2014.
I make a motion, we approve the summer day camp outline.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and second by Sandy for the summer camp, summer day camp. All in favor? Aye.
Okay.
Go back.
Question to me, of course.
I was just
Yeah,
gonna
that's
ask.
him, he didn't get a question.
Go Mike is every Tuesday open answer the question?
Say what?
Go right.
You know, after we voted on the motion, I just, wanted to ask a question.
Oh.
I know it passed already, but I didn't pass.
Okay.
Go Bike is that's a mobile recreation program that Oakland County brings down. So they'll bring down, one of their trailers that have, anywhere between, 40 and 70 bikes for the kids to enjoy.
Oh,
All different
right.
sizes, types,
Okay.
and
Okay, I thought maybe it was for some seniors too. So we we gonna have to do something about that, man.
Didn't they do that last year?
We did last year.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, we did last year. Next thing I have is the approval of the hiring of Jackie Cox as recreation aide, for the summer. 2014.
I'll make a motion that we approve the hiring of Jackie Cox for recreational aid.
And what rate?
At what rate?
$10 an hour.
$10 an hour. At a rate of $10 an hour.
Did you talk to Mr. The consultant before hiring him?
I had a conversation with the supervisor,
Well,
and I may finish. The clerk said that I would receive in writing anything that should not take place. That has not happened.
we all
So,
got a
we have-
package. I got a
We got a
package.
motion on file.
I got a package that we work not to do any hiring, that he used to do all the hiring.
Well,
That's in the
I
package
didn't,
that you got. as
we didn't
well.
get that.
And
Well,
that was,
well,
that 19 big package that you got, that pamphlet.
no.
I need a motion for the hiring.
Yeah, I
We
made a motion.
we're gonna, yeah, we got a
I
motion
made
on
a
the floor.
motion. I just need a second.
Need a second to hire,
Second motion.
Jackie Cox for the recreation aid.
No, it's not.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
No,
Okay,
I need a motion to hire Tony Lee as a lifeguard. He's a lifeguard last year.
How much?
At a rate of $10 an hour.
Make a motion to hire Tony Lee as a lifeguard.
Second motion.
At a rate of $10
moving in
an hour.
second. Any question?
no,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
no.
One nay. Okay.
All right. The grass, Mike Dunlap, we have Mike for 8 hours a week. And Mike's primary function during the summer months is to take care of grass and the grounds. Last year, you all remember that there was an agreement, contractual agreement between the township and us in order for Mike to be able to do that. What I've been told by the supervisor is that this agreement just needs to be approved to be utilized for 2014. So I need a motion to approve the agreement that's currently on file, contractual agreement currently on file, with the township, for Mike Dunlap to take care of our grounds for the summer of 2014.
Make a motion that we continue with the, same agreement that we had last year, this year with the, township for Michael Dunlap to cut the grass at the rec center.
Second.
Okay, moved in second. We hired Mike Dunlap to do the same.
As contracted last year.
Yeah, same contract as last year. Any questions? All in favor?
I got a question.
Wait a minute.
Chair, could I just, I know you didn't see it,
Go
but
ahead.
on that maintenance agreement, I know that, the motion was made for the maintenance for grass, so would it be anything inside or just be all outside? I just need to know.
No, according,
Because
according
the
to,
motion, you know, how the motion was made, for grass only,
no,
This is
yeah,
right.
according to the same letter we got last year,
I got the contract with it.
the maintenance is included to electrical, heating,
Okay.
whatever.
Just a motion.
That's the same letter I got, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
okay, all in favor?
Grass,
Aye.
but I did say to continue with the same contract.
Come on, Mike. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Motion carried.
No, I
No,
oppose.
nay,
I oppose.
nay.
Two
Nay
nays,
for me, yeah.
two nays.
Reason being, because the job's not being done. And what I really would like is for us to get outside people to do the job, because it's, well, we have to figure out a way to get the money.
Well, okay, next is the locker room and the roof and the drywall.
The, the roof, as I had previously stated, well, first of all, I met with, Rudy Hobbs, the staff, uplifting our state reps, and a gentleman by the name of Brian, who was the, trainer for the Union Apprentice Roofers. And, we met last week, and the outcome of that meeting is that they have agreed to champion our center and to use it as a training ground in order to make repairs to the building, specifically in the case of roofers to the roof. So this email basically just confirms, simply says, last night, 16 apprentices and 2 instructors, and I repaired several holes in the roof above and around the locker rooms. Repairs should stop some, if not all, the leaks from the locker rooms. However, there's still standing water between the built-up roof and the third roof. There's 2 levels of roofs up there. He also asked me to provide one of the quotes that was submitted to them. So I supplied that to him by email. And they're gonna get additional quotes for us to replace the entire roof. But I brought this to you all to confirm that they have, truly started that process. It was much better than just the one individual last year to rebuild how we went up and tried to make it repair. So that being the case, the roof is being worked on. They can't put an entirely new roof on the building for us, but they are gonna work through basically cap and taking care of some of the repairs. We have drywall damage in the ceilings in the locker room. So I would like to get it approved for a budget amount of, let's say, $250 to be able to cover the repairs in the locker room, and it may not take entirely, $250. I know that, and I don't know what policy is or how you all would like to handle it, but I know that Armand, is capable of making those repairs. Also know that Sandy, as an individual, is capable of making the repairs, getting the drywall back in the ceiling. But I wanted the board to approve this amount less than $300. I don't think we need to go through a bid process in order to get the work done. I wanted the board to at least approve an expense amount of $250 so we can start to get the locker rooms prepared for the summer for the kids in school.
One question. The roof leak, where those drywall boards are messed up, that has to be replaced. They're messed up because of roof leak.
Right, the drywall is in there.
Absolutely. Has that roof leak been taken care of, where those drywalls have to be replaced?
Based on this,
memo,
they have.
Okay. And I wouldn't have any problems with it.
You said not all the water though. So the next question would be, because the water that's standing in that area, how you get that water out?
That's something they're gonna have to work on, Sheree, and we'll continue to work through. That's a $200,000 number up there for a completely new roof, but I don't think you get it. I don't think you get any better than union roofers and get them free to basically have 16 roofers, 2 instructors, and
Is it possible
regular
to
to get it
provide an
done.
invoice of what all the material that you would need and taking a clear analogy of what you do need and making sure that you do what
It's possible that I can ask for an approval this evening, $250, so we can start the process of getting the drywall.
But that's just based off assumption. You don't know exactly the amount of money.
But did you ask Sandy and Armand, they gave you a dollar figure?
No, I mean, they can, both are here, they can, they wanna sit
they
and
know
give
what it
some
costs
idea.
for
but,
drywall,
I mean,
yeah.
a sheet of drywall is, $7,000, $8,000, so.
It could be, I don't know, but I do know that I was just
They can
informed
only be
about
a
this
concept
today, and I do know that if you hire people to do this kind of work, and we have to pay the wages of a professional to do some of this work, the numbers would be very much higher than that. The numbers that we quote here is it's in line, it could be lower than that. I mean, when you ask for a voucher, he can give you a voucher of what it costs for the supplies and, what it would cost or what anybody would take for a stipend to do the work. And I believe that's what Hiram is talking about. He's not talking about paying somebody, a professional, calling in a professional to do this job, because if we did that, what we would have to do is get a bid from each one of the institutions, this, companies that's gonna do the work. And what we're trying to do is get somebody that can do that work, that we know can do that work, and just give them a stipend. I believe that's what Hiram is talking about. Is that
Yeah,
what you
that's
guys
right.
said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, that's something that we have to vote on now. If we got questions about, what you call that, sugar that you just said? No,
Yeah, I
we
may
had
have
two people
somebody make a
from
motion. Mike,
a board doing some work.
Make a motion.
Somebody, what you call it? Yeah, conflict of interest. Uh, as a board, we can talk about that, but we're trying to move ahead. So I don't believe it's a bad thing to do, and then we have to cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know, that's something we talk about.
I just like to ask Mr. Ford, he's here. Mr. Ford, do you know what the rule is concerning a stipend, for a commissioner? If we bought material and that commissioner, did additional work in order to get that drywall up, is there a rule? Can it happen? Can it happen?
Consider executing credit.
What?
Is there a maximum amount that?
Well, no, it wouldn't be,
Would
$100
wave a red flag for someone to receive extra duty pay in order to take care of that locker room?
No, it shouldn't, because again, it's just like, said in the statement, cause around the sheet drywall, you talking about $7 a sheet, that ain't even finished, that's just one sheet. So if you put up a total of 7 sheets, then you just multiply that, that's just putting up the sheet, that ain't putting the finishing, cause that's just hanging drywall, that's what I be charged, the hang drywall sheet. And that's going up in the center, ain't going down around the wall, that's in the center. It's more to it, and then you putting up 5/8 going back up.
It is thicker than
So,
the
that's why
regular
it costs as
wall.
much, but see,
I like that.
now if you, like you said, with the commission there, it's just like an extra pay, and that's something that the commission has to say, okay there. So you know what it's gonna cost for me to get my materials in, what it's gonna be to put up in, what the board is gonna decide, okay, we're gonna pay now 50, or you can do it as a community project.
Alright, well,
We
let's
can do
make
it
a
like
motion.
We can all get together, we get the materials, and we all get together, just, well, we can go that route too. Have which route y'all
Let's
wanna
get it
take.
done.
That's what needs to be done.
Let's agree to at least the $250.
Right, to get the material, cause
Maximum.
this gonna cost that material, that 5/8
Yeah,
cost.
just the
There
material
ain't no,
cost.
no, that's
Basically.
probably about 14 a sheet for that 5/8, cause that's required, it's got to
Yeah,
How many sheets you need, you
yeah,
say?
provide the invoice that the board needs to
I
see.
count 4, I count 7 like that, I count 4, at least 4.
Yeah, cause you gotta get that, you gotta get your screws, you gotta get your
Mud.
tape and mud,
Mud, yeah.
so hey, it ain't like that,
So what do you guys think? You think that'd be the way to go? You know how to do that kind of work anyway, don't you?
Everybody likes that.
I like the fact that the community project, I'm getting in, everybody come in and chip in or something.
Yeah. All right, well,
You said it's gonna be
Top
approximately
deal.
We need a-
$250, but.
well, we need a
Even if
motion.
we right, even if we all do it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Make a
need a-
motion,
You're right about
that
that,
we
man.
get $250 for what do we get out of this?
For the
Supplies.
project.
Just for supplies for the, project of the drywall
Yeah.
repair
Yeah,
and the,
drive in a lot more.
I'll second that motion.
Supplies and expenses. You gotta look at that also, because of supplies.
Have been moved
That includes it all.
been moved in second, guys.
I think it's
You know what I'm saying? That's on that line. That was maybe,
Which one?
operating.
For what?
Okay, come on,
You
guys.
got a motion.
It's been moved in second, guys. Are you ready to vote?
Yeah, I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Alright.
All right. Motion carried.
No.
The, Classic Car Show, once again, was a success, wasn't as, well attended as last year's show. This is the Expense Summit, or Expense, recap for the classic car show. Dinner sales, there were 61. Dinner sold $10 a piece, $610. Sandwich sales, again, we basically were out of food. So we sold, it was 3 chicken sandwiches at $5, $15. Poppin' hot dogs that we sold that they were donated to us by Ellen Lipton, came to $73. Vendor tables and shirts, $70 was collected. Car registration was $120. Total cash was $888. Petty cash was used for Mike of $160, coming in for a total of $1,048. Wow. Expenses, we had $322.89 food groceries that were purchased. And we have an estimated profit of $725.11. Money has been turned over to Treasury to work with the expense and the event itself concerning the finances. So this need for this to be received by.
Okay,
Make a motion to receive and file. Car sure expense summary.
okay, move to second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, is that it? For the record?
I got 3 or 4 more items. Actually, this is not on there, but this is a letter that came over from Karen Ballard, basically asking for support of the Family Fund Day, of which every year we support Family Fund Day. We're there, but as well, the tent that comes down, the stage that comes down, the mobiles that are provided, all of that comes in from Parks and Rec. The tables and chairs that are there. If you all personally, or if you feel Parks and Rec would like to make another donation towards it, it's totally your call. But from my standpoint, we support the events in a large manner. So I'm just, again, for information's sake, receiving file, the letter came over from Karen Ballard.
That's the original report? I mean, the accounts payable and stuff, that's
Right, yeah, I still got,
Yeah,
right.
what we do, we'll do the direct report and then do that. Or wait till we get through it all.
I just put it in, we got 2 or 3 more items and we'll be through, but the consumer's energy bill, 19. Total charge amount was at $2673.50.
Yeah, that's why
That's the most recent bill. We need approval for $2673.50. Play consumer's energy. And we need the signatures of yourself and Mark.
Yeah, do mine, man.
You got one more?
Still getting these late payments.
Mm-hmm. Not at that time, that's why we moved that money. I signed it on there.
I signed it. My time to do.
No signatures on there.
Go for it.
Now they just write up.
Alright, this is really just for information. So I'll move on.
So we don't need a motion on this to pay it?
I thought he had one more, but,
No, just the
okay, yeah,
I need a motion to.
a motion to pay the,
We did that.
consumer energy.
How much?
$2673.50.
Make a motion to pay consumers energy 26,
7350.
73.50.
Support.
Yeah, indicate that's what we're gonna pay, 26.
Right.
Move in second, all in favor? Aye.
All right, and then the last thing I have is,
I'm sorry, what was that?
The consumers energy,
yeah,
26.
and then
73.50.
accounts received is $160 turned in township hall.
That's it.
One check and 3 money orders. Basically building money.
Oh,
I got a question for you. When you turn in the receipts, when you turn in the supporting documents, is the application supported with that?
I turn in what the treasurer requested, which is a yellow and a pink copy of the actual transaction that came in. So my copy of the rental agreement, if someone goes over there and pays it there, then they will keep a copy, they'll leave it in my mail slot. If I just take it over there to them, they simply want the receipt that's from the receipt book.
So you are getting supporting, I'm a little bit confused on your
The
answer.
receipt book has 4 copies in it. One copy goes to the person who paid the fee. 2 copies go to the treasurer's office. 1 copy stays here.
We're talking about the receipt book,
That's what they receive.
and I was asking, is there any supporting document that goes along with that?
The treasurer's office asks for that as their supporting document. The only time they'll actually get the rental agreement is that someone goes to township hall and makes the payment there. That's all I have.
okay.
Can you maintain that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, oh yeah, here's the, Sandy gave me this, said he, got an estimate,
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
on the seat, the board that needs
Right,
to be
the
over
boards
at
that we need
the
to repair,
baseball
right.
field.
There you go, Ham, I forgot all
Yeah.
about that. All right, now that one's from, the lumberjack, the lumber store on, 11 Mile Road at Coolidge. Now, the $15 is for delivery, if they deliver it. Home Depot charges a minimum of $25. I could have gotten the invoice from, Home Depot, but, the wood is different.
Right.
Yeah, and you save money on the delivery, so we're talking $10
$6.16.
total, yeah, with the delivery.
We gotta do that, we gotta make a motion.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously know we never mentioned that.
It might,
The only thing that might be added is $10 more to that in the event that we need to buy, and I'm sure we're gonna need to buy, but I forgot to get it. Because I didn't get the
With the
size,
screws?
yes,
Oh,
they're bolts, we're gonna bolt
yeah,
those,
bolts,
man,
bolts, yeah.
yeah.
Would you, I know you and Mike have to sign that, and make a motion to approve it, you and Mike sign it.
Make a motion, we approve, the payment of, what's that?
That's $60.16, but we make,
To repair the wood benches.
yeah, but add $10 to that in case we gotta get those bolts.
Okay.
Saying $70?
So
Yes,
$70.
$70.
$70.16. Repair of the, benches at the, Mackin Road
Baseball.
Park,
Yes,
the baseball.
I forgot all about that.
okay, it's been, moved in second, is there a second?
I didn't get the copy.
Yes, cool. Who made the
I
motion?
made the motion.
Come on.
I support.
We'll cross the bridge, we'll get to it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Hey, those, all right, the benches over there, the recreation.
I ain't motion.
The recreation.
That's so steady.
Can I explain this to you, Charlie?
Huh?
Can I explain this to you? Okay, hey, I can show you what we need. There's 2 boards that are broken for those kids to sit on.
Okay, yeah,
It needs to be repaired.
I agree, okay.
If,
What about that swing?
Oh, Lord.
It's 2 swings, right?
Yes, I thought you said you was going to the invoice that we
He
need.
got the book.
Let's get the book, and let's order.
Is that it? That it?
Yeah.
Alright, well, we have to do accept the director's report.
What I
I
thought.
motion to accept the director's report.
Alright, second, anybody second?
Meeting, per diem. A regular meeting.
Mike second.
Second, yeah.
All in favor of the, director's report? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Alright, motion to adjourn?
I'm sorry.
What?
Did you, this gentleman works with the DEF program,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted me to mention the flyer, the fact that they've been coming out and playing, basketball as well. I didn't. He had a volunteer that's been here the last, say, 8 weeks, teaching sign language. They've been, she had about 7 individuals. This is one of the participants of the class. So I just wanted to acknowledge that they're here, and they've been receiving sign language classes and using the gym for the classes as well.
She's in the class?
Great.
That's how the class.
What? No. You wanna know? Yeah. She done. And, one. But dance class.
Yeah, the dance class, we had the individual coming out of the ballroom, and they did not have enough individuals coming consistently to maintain the class. So that's something that we will, start to try to do again in the fall. Disappointed, though.
Yeah.
I can see you going.
Well, hopefully they do it again.
We gotta try it again.
Right,
Try it again. Try it again. Alright, okay, guys.
It's all communication.
What time is it? Yeah, adjournment. Do we need any call?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting
Okay.
Second.
at
8:18.
8:18.
No, go ahead. And something we talked about, y'all can still adjourn the meeting, cause it ain't nothing there.
Okay.
We had to take action.
The trees.
Yeah.
The trees.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Alright, come on with it, Bill.
So, we still need to get together, since it's June now.
And go over.
Right, go over there.